The state of Colorado filed a lawsuit against the federal government based on withheld public dollars. The lawsuit claims that the Trump administration decided to withhold $2.7 million in public safety funds unless the state enhances its cooperation with immigration enforcement. Eric, the state now joins a variety of other lawsuits around the country against the federal government officially, but about the stance of the Trump administration on immigration enforcement. Is this anything more than political posturing? Is this going to go anywhere, at least in the near future?
Well, I can talk about the politics of it and maybe even the posturing of it. We don't have an attorney. David is not here today, so we don't have an attorney at this table, esteemed, in your words, Dominic, or otherwise, but we'll make do as best we can. I'm intrigued with this as the first of many lawsuits I expect to see perhaps out of Attorney General Phil Weiser. If you flash back to his campaign, it was almost like he was running for Attorney General of the U.S. as much as Attorney General of Colorado. The whole theme was as a counterforce to Donald Trump, as a counterforce to the evil Republicans in Washington. I do not know what the legs of this lawsuit are. I'm told that there have been successful similar legal actions in Los Angeles and Philadelphia, so maybe there's some precedent for it, but the judges will sort that one out. But this is not the last time you're going to see Jared Polis and Phil Weiser standing on a stage announcing a lawsuit against the federal government.
Megan, what do you think? A brave move? Is it predictable? A little bit of both? What do you think?
I think it's definitely predictable that they would push back on this. And I think that the federal government shouldn't punish states for policy decisions, even when it's ones they disagree with, especially with unrelated federal funds. It just crosses a line. I think that it was Polis who put it really well when he was saying what policy are they going to come up with next that they're going to force states to deal with, and then what are they going to take away? Funding for Medicaid? I mean, it's just a really slippery slope. I'm glad that they're standing up to it. And this policy of sanctuary cities is a difficult one because there is conflict here where at times, immigration officials have a priority who they want to deport, and they're not getting the notice they need when they need it to make that happen. And those are security risks. They can be dangerous, not always, but so there is a policy here that needs to be fixed, but this isn't the way to address that.
Patty, what do you think about the opportunity the state has of winning this lawsuit?
As good as just about all the other ones that states are filing. In this case, they were right to do it. We're not a sanctuary state. I mean, there are sanctuary cities in Colorado, but depending on if they accept that label, it's kind of like John Hickenlooper is a capitalist or not. But the thing is that this was money that was supposed to be coming to the state. We shouldn't be punished. And what's interesting is now going through the legislature is a bill that would not allow state funds to be used to enforce some federal immigration policies. So this is not the last act in this.
Joey, what do you think? It's not the last act, or this one of several lawsuits we're probably going to see from the state?
Well, it's fortuitous that this comes after guns because this is another issue that makes me wonder if I know what Republicans believe anymore. Republicans used to believe that, that we govern best locally, that we eschew federalism. But now the Constitution is pretty clear. I remember these Tea Party guys out there in tri-corner hats talking about the Constitution a few years ago. But the Constitution is pretty clear that states and local governments don't answer to the federal government. Yet I see all these Republicans that, because they disagree with this policy, they're willing to throw the Constitution aside. So, Republicans, get your act together. Believe what you believe, and because, as Eric said before, this speaks as to where the state of the Republican Party is in Colorado and maybe the nation. So I don't know. And Patty's right as well. We have 3 cities, Boulder, Aurora, and Denver, that you could call sanctuary cities. But should the rest of the state lose federal dollars as well? I don't know. It seems like an overreach by the Trump administration, but that's what elections are for.